It needs a shape, a villain, a conclusion. Without that, it becomes a loop. The mothers were trapped in it. The city was trapped in it. Even the detectives. Because if the wrong men had been convicted, then the real killers had walked away into the night and lived entire lives while 4 girls remained 16 forever. Years turned into decades. The yogurt shop was demolished. A different business rose on the same ground. People bought things there without knowing, or pretending not to. The case files grew older, paper yellowing, ink fading, but the evidence, what little there was, remained. DNA that could not speak clearly. Witnesses whose memories had dissolved. Confessions that now sounded like echoes in a tunnel. The truth became less a destination and more a question. She came to the story late, long after the headlines, long after the trials. She had been a child when it happened. Now she was an adult with a recorder and a notebook and a quiet obsession. She visited the mothers, listened, watched their hands tremble when they spoke. She walked the old location at night and tried to imagine the light still on inside. She read every transcript, every interview, every contradiction. And what disturbed her most was not the violence. It was how the system had tried to make the story neat. Real horror is never neat. Who did it? That was the question everyone asked. But the deeper one was, what happened in those last minutes? Did they comfort each other? Did they believe they would survive? Did one of them try to fight? Did one of them pray? The case file could not answer that. And so the journalist stopped looking for the killers. She began writing about the girls. Who they were. What they loved. The way Amy laughed with her whole body. The way Jennifer organized everything. Eliza's nervous excitement about growing up. Sarah's quiet kindness. She gave them back their lives. Because the crime had taken that. The most psychologically disturbing truth was not in the violence. It was in the possibility that no one would ever know. That 4 lives could end in a room behind a yogurt counter and the story would remain incomplete. That justice could be argued. That memory could fade. That a city could move on. But the mothers could not. The freezer door, in their minds, was always open. The light was always on. The girls were always waiting to be found. The journalist ended her piece with a detail from the crime scene photos. Not the bodies. Not the destruction. A paper cup on the counter. Melted. Collapsed in on itself. Still dusted with rainbow sprinkles. An ordinary thing that had survived long enough to become a relic. Proof that just before everything ended, there had been sweetness. There had been normalcy. There had been a night like any other. In Austin, people still lower their voices when they mention it. Parents still think of it when their daughters take late shifts. Detectives who worked the case still wake up at 3 a.m. Because the mind cannot close a file that has no ending. True crime promises resolution. This story refuses. The violence is real. The loss is permanent. The truth is fractured. And somewhere in the dark space between what is known and what is provable, the last minutes of 4 girls remain untouched by time. They are still together, still hoping, still alive in the only place the crime could not reach. Memory. And that is the final cruelty. The world demands a killer. But what it really has is an absence.